welcome to a just quick 15-minute third trimester gentle yoga stretch. This one should be to avoid any stretches that may aggravate your sciatic pain. I hope you and baby are doing great. And for today's practice, all you really would need are some blocks or thick books if you have them at home. Otherwise, a thick blanket to fold underneath your knees for support if you're having any problems with putting too much pressure. If you're going to be in a kneeling position for a long period of time, because most of today is going to be on our hands and knees, just because we're in our third trimester, and this is a very gentle flow. Okay. So we're going to actually start in child's pose. So I want you to take your big toes together to touch, your knees spread out as wide as you need to make space for baby, and then push your hips all the way back, as far back as you can. If you haven't been moving around at all today, you might be a little bit higher. You might feel the stretch in your groin if you're super tight. Just do the best you can. Relax the forehead to the mat. Stretch your fingertips out as far as you can and just relax the body into the mat. Start to bring that breath into baby first as you inhale through your nose, letting the belly drop and relax. As you start to exhale, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the chest, releasing the breath from your chest, the ribs, hugging baby in as you kind of tuck that tummy up and in. Starting again to inhale, letting baby relax, bringing that breath all the way up into the chest. And as you exhale through your nose, relaxing the chest, the neck, all the way down, hugging that belly in. If you're having any issues with congestion, just bring your head to one side. If you can't breathe completely through your nose, just do your best and just continue to breathe, relaxing the breath and connecting it to your body. Take a moment here to start thinking about anything that's not serving you, stresses about life, stresses about work or family, maybe stresses about the pregnancy or any fears about the delivery. And as you inhale, I want you to focus on one or all. And as you exhale, I want you to just gently release your mind from those worries. There's nothing you can do about them in the next 15 minutes. So try to release that tension from your mind and your body. On your next inhale, I want you to take time and gratitude for yourself for making the time today for you and for baby on the mat for a nice, healthy pregnancy. One more full breath here. Staying for that exhale. As you start to inhale, slowly start to come up on all fours, bringing your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath shoulders. If you need to, spread your knees out slightly wider than your hips. Toes are untucked for a cat-cow. Making sure your fingertips are nice and wide. We're going to inhale, look forward, pulling the mat back, keeping your spine in line with your hip though. Just feeling the top of that fundus or your belly stretch as you inhale, and as you start to exhale, push through your hands round through the back, tuck your chin to your chest. Again, as you inhale, you're just dropping that belly, neutralizing the spine, and pulling the mat back with your hands to feel the stretch on the top of that stomach. As you exhale, pushing through your hands, rounding that back, continuing at your own breath, allowing your breath to guide how fast or slow you go. As we're in our third trimester, breathing is a little bit more difficult since baby's pushing up on the bottom of the lungs, so your breath might be longer or shorter than mine. And when you're finally finished, you're going to meet me back in neutral. Coming into a puppy dog pose, you're going to keep your hips exactly where they are, making sure they stay stacked over your knees, walking your hands forward. Now this is where you can use a block depending on how big baby is. Start reaching your hands forward, relaxing your head down. And then again, if baby's starting to touch the mat, you can use the block to help reach, support your head so that you can completely relax. If you can bring your forehead all the way down, really allowing that chest to melt. Again, same option as before. If you're having any nasal drip, go ahead and reach, or congestion, tilt your head to the side. If it feels good, though, try to keep your forehead down to the mat to apply that pressure to your third eye. And then if it's in your practice, you can also bring your chin to the mat, look forward, allowing that chest and shoulders to melt in and feel that nice stretch. Start to inhale, gently starting to rise up, taking your time, making sure that you're being safe and supportive to baby. This is where you can use your blocks if you'd like. We're going to come into a kneeling low lunge. The blocks just kind of help lift your torso up so that it's easier for you to move with the belly. So you can use your blocks just like you watched me do it, or you can use your hands depending on how big baby is. Again, use your judgment and move your right foot as far to the right as you need to. If it helps, you can lift up, push the belly to the side, and then come back down. Look forward as you're lunging into that right knee. Take a nice deep breath here, really keeping that spine long and lengthened. Exhale. Inhale once more. Stay for the exhale. As you start to inhale, one hand at a time on that right knee, gently start to rise. Take a moment here to adjust if you need to. And then when you're ready, inhale your arms up to the sky. Biceps by ears, fingers are facing each other. So you can stay here depending on how active you want today's practice to be. If you want to add a little bit more leg strengthening, I want you to pull the mat back with that front foot as you actively engage that left knee so that it's trying to pull towards the foot in the front. And you should feel both legs engaged, keeping those arms up while you do this and hugging baby in. Continuing to breathe. Stay for that exhale. One more breath as you really reach high, and then exhale, bring your hands down. Use the blocks or your hands, whichever way feels good, to bring that right knee back and find child's pose. Bring your knees out. Once more, big toes together. Start trying to push your hips back first and then reach your fingertips forward. Again, using the block underneath your head if you need to, depending on baby's size. Take one more full breath in. Let everything out as you exhale. As you start to inhale, come back onto your hands and knees. We're going to just switch sides. So if you use the blocks on one side, most likely it'll be nice for you to use them on the other side. Again, adjusting that foot to the far left as you need to, but trying to keep it between your hands so that it's framed, making sure that the knee is stacked on top of the ankle, and just look forward, trying to elongate the neck. Inhale here. Staying for that exhale. One more breath here. When you're ready, start to gently rise one hand at a time, supporting baby as needed. Once you find your balance, lift those hands to the sky. And then again, same option as before. If you did the pulling, the activating of the legs, it's better for you to do it on this side so you're balanced. So pull that left foot back as you bring that right knee forward, engaging both legs, hugging baby in, removing the curve from your spine. Inhale here, really reaching those fingertips as high to the sky as you can. Same for that exhale. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands down. If you're on blocks, go ahead and just gently bring that left knee back and find another child's pose. Take 1 to 2 breaths here, depending on how you're feeling today. You might need that extra breath in child's pose to just relax the body, continuing to relax the mind. Really letting that belly drop and hugging it in as you exhale. On your next inhale, slowly start to rise back to hands and knees. We're going to come into our first down dog. So tuck your toes. Make sure that they're a little bit wider than the hip width just to make space for baby as you push back. Fingertips are nice and spread out. You're going to shift forward and then shift back into your down dog. Take a moment here, maybe walk your dog as you extend one leg and bend the other. Find any range of motion that your body's calling for. Maybe shift your hips side to side if that feels good too. And then eventually finding stillness here in down dog. Continuing to breathe. One more breath here. If you're having any dizziness, look forward towards your hands. Inhale, look up towards your hands, and as you exhale, nice wide-legged step all the way to the top of your mat into this forward fold. Now you can use your block again for this as you come into your halfway lift or hands on shins or thighs, pulling through the crown, and then exhale, relax all the way down. Bring hands to belly as you start to rise halfway, and then inhale your arms up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. As you lay here and stand here and continue to breathe, I want you to inhale as you reach, and then as you exhale, actively push your shoulders down away from your ears, melting them down your back. One more breath as you inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Vertebra by vertebra, slowly begin to start to rise back up as you come up, shoulders up, back, and down. Starting into our actual shoulder rolls, we're going to inhale our shoulders up, back, and down. So you're kind of rolling them forward, up, back, and down. One more time in this direction. Come to your mountain pose. And then as you start to inhale, I want you to push them back, up, and exhale, forward and down. Back, up, forward, and down. One more. Exhale, forward and down. Stay here for one breath here in mountain pose. We're going to step back into triangle. So you're going to bring either your hands to heart center or your hands on your hips. And you're going to step back with your toes facing the side edge of your mat. Your front toes are straight, facing the forward, and your front leg is straight. We're going to not shorten our stance in our third trimester. So the space between your legs are going to be shorter than you typically would for this. Again, option to use either your leg or your block for this. So you're going to have your palm face up, your left hand, right hand is down your right leg. And then you're just going to exhale. You can just have it down. You don't have to hold on to anything. If it helps you with balancing, you can bring your left hand to the block, right hand to the sky. Inhale here. Continue to breathe, feeling the inside of that left leg stretch. Maybe relax the head, relax the neck as you try to pull that right shoulder back. One more full breath here. Inhale, slowly bring that left hand to baby. Start to rise, and then step back to the top of your mat. We're going to do the same thing second side. So you're just going to step back with that left foot. It's grounded like if you were in warrior two. Again, we're not stepping back as far as we normally would. So shorten up your stance if you took a really big step. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Lean forward slightly. And then exhale, reach down either for your block or your leg. And then left hand to the sky. Again, focusing on pulling the mat back just enough to feel the stretch here in the inside of that right leg. Pulling that left shoulder back, maybe allowing the neck and head to just kind of dangle to the side. And I'll just switch sides so you can see me on this end. Continuing to breathe. As you start to inhale, bend that front knee just to give you support, maybe support the belly, and then you're going to step forward back into your mountain Tadasana pose. Standing sun salutations, feet are hip width distance. Make sure you're nice and grounded. We're going to inhale, bring our hands to heart, to palms together in prayer. As you inhale, you're going to reach them up to the sky. As you exhale, you're going to just push them down, reaching your shoulders down away from your ears. Inhale, palms together, push them up to the sky. As you exhale, fingers spread out nice and wide, really pushing those arms down, reaching those shoulders away from the ears. Again, inhale, bring hands to heart center, push them all the way up, actively pushing your palms together as you inhale. Exhale, reach your arms down. Do 2 more at your own breath, allowing your breath to guide again how fast or slow you're going. Maybe closing your eyes, checking in with your body, noticing if you're having any tension anywhere else, and gently trying to breathe into those spaces. Apologies if you see me slightly distracted. My baby's having a nap. And then just a little gently relax your hands down. I'm just moving back to the top of my mat. We're going back up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. As we exhale, you're going to take a nice bend to the knees and come down into that forward fold. Find a nice halfway lift as you lengthen through the crown. As you exhale, plant your hands and step back slowly into a downward facing dog. If that's too hard, you can always come into a tabletop and then into your down dog. Take one last breath here. As you exhale, come down and have a seat. Feet out in front of you, knees are bent. Coming into a half saddle. So you're going to extend one leg as you bend the other. Heel as close to your glute as you can. Lift your body up so that it removes any flesh from underneath you. And then you're going to bring your hands behind you and just gently start to release back. If it's in your practice or you're not that tight in your legs, you can go ahead and come down onto your forearms if it's in your practice. If it's too much, remember you're going to have to get up. Just gently bend those elbows just so that you can feel the stretch on the top of that right thigh. Continuing to breathe here. One more full breath. As you start to inhale, gently start to rise back up. Slowly unwind that right leg and get ready to switch sides. So go ahead and bend that left knee now. The heels as close to your glute as you can. Maybe actively pull that calf so that it comes out. Sit up nice and tall, and then as you exhale, gently start to release down. You might find that one side's a lot tighter than the other, and that's okay. Just close your eyes and breathe into the spaces. Remember, these breathing techniques are what you need during labor. A lot of it's going to be out of your control. The only thing you can control is your breath. Surrender to the feelings that you're having, the intensities, and just focus on the baby and focus on your breath. One more breath here. As you start to inhale, slowly start to rise. Slowly untuck that leg. Take 2 windshield wipers on each side, really taking the time to push both knees down, really stretching the outside of the hips. And then when you're ready, you're going to gently make your way onto your left side for a side lying Savasana. You can rest your head on your left arm, extend the left leg as you bring that right knee forward to kind of give you a little bit of a kickstand support. Right hand to baby and start to just close your eyes. Starting to take deep breaths, continuing to relax the body. As you inhale, I want you to repeat silently to yourself, "My baby is loved." As you exhale, repeat, "I am loved." Gently repeat as you inhale, "My baby is safe." As you gently exhale, "I am safe." As you inhale, "My baby and I are capable." Exhale, "I am strong." Take one last breath in And a nice slow exhale. Remain here for the remainder of this meditative state. If you find your mind distracted by movement or sound, bring it back to your breath. Baby to heart and heart to baby. Gently start to bring movements to your fingers and your toes. Start to deepen your breath. Feel free to take a full morning stretch on your side, reaching fingers and toes in opposite directions. And then when you're ready, slowly begin to rise up into a seated position. Inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky, interlace your fingers, push them up. One last stretch here. As you exhale, bring them down. Your next step, the answer to the question you've been mulling about, the direction for the next stage of your growth, where you will live next, what you need to do about work, money, or that problem you've been struggling with will come. If you're fussing and straining, you may not hear it. Don't worry about getting all your answers on your agenda for the year ahead. That is not how this process works. In order to participate in this magical way of life, trust that all you need to know will be revealed to you when it is time. Relax. You're on a journey of discovery, and life will reveal itself to you. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you for making time for you and for baby. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day and a rest